Alright, man. So, yesterday I was whinging about a few things of this. I mentioned those of them I remembered on the Steam forums, and there was a hotfix today, and the dev was all like, check this out, mate. Da-da. No, it's not there. But apparently they lowered some of the narration voice ass and fucked around a few of the things that we asked up, among which the sword reappearing. Max Blum.
The beating of wretched black wings can be heard far overhead.
Flap flap. Piece of poultry. There's some other stuff that will take a while longer to ask, of course, on account of some things. Some things are just really hard to do, especially if they need re-recording of voice lines.
Unless repaired, this discarded cot is of little use. Book 3, Forges and Fire. Based on his posture, it is obvious that the terror that haunts this isle caught this man by surprise.
More like it caught him by annoyance. Look at this guy. He's not surprised. He's angry.
Under his breath, Argonus mutters a prayer to Hades as the diamond's gift destroys the stone statue.
Yeah, so they've just lowered her voice without giving us a slider, but it is in the works. But it's getting there, which means I can actually go into the mixer and turn everything else up a wee bit so we can hear everything a little better without having her blow our ears out. Like so. Yeah, peace off.
Without a sturdy hammer and tongs such as these,
Yes?
how would a smith bend iron and bronze to his will?
I don't know. They mainly addressed the stuff that was winginated about on Steam. Some of it anyway. I mean, it's a hot fix less than a day after I complained about it, so that's alright.
This wooden chest is adorned with silver embellishments and a simple keyhole.
You're a simple keyhole.
Argonus sets the key into the keyhole before pulling open the lid.
I do this thing,
Its contents.
Bellows! And another one of these.
The shape and color of this keystone is familiar, mirroring the one pulled from wet sand.
Aye, fine, man.
These bellows are well crafted and certainly worthy of a smith's forge.
I don't know, this looks more like a fireplace bellow. This would not smith forge very much. Kitty, stop meowing at me.
A few uninteresting items rest upon this table.
As he says, as if almost giggling. We can probably up the voluminate a little bit more again. Where? We can now ask the music down a little bit. Very fine. This is where something is not affected by that, and I'm deafened at some point.
Neither man nor woman is granted mercy from the scourge that stalks this isle.
Oh god, you can't. Oh.
Argonus watches in awe as he simultaneously destroys the stone body and frees the soul trapped within.
Katie, why must you be Nando's now? You've had the entire day to be Nando's. And just now I've started streaming. You have to be Nando's right now. Could you let me in on the kitty business and meaning? No? Well, guess that was to be assumed. Okay, that was louder. Maybe we downs that a little bit then. Oh, here's a round, I think. No, that's my cursor. Katie, what's the meaning? It's true. If it was convenient Nando's, it wouldn't be Nando's. Oh, Bint here. Fuck. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky to be allowed to sit in on Kitty's stream so often. He headbutts my hand at hard velocity. I'm just checking the same shit again, aren't I? I'm thinking that I'll be assailed by assholes if I dick around too much here. Oh, piece off, harpies. Can you fuck off? They're gonna shit on me. I know it. Must be awful for UTIs as a harpy.
The shape and color of this keystone is... These bellows are well crafted and
it's even hollow
certainly worthy
properly.
of a
Nice.
smith's forge.
I could. I don't know how to order them though, unless some of my new items go in them. Supposedly the hint for this the Skirlington stuff was on the mural that I assembled, that I assumed was just for an achievement and didn't really look at it like an idiot. Yeah, you fucking... Is that something having a wibble? It looks like a big chicken. We're gonna have some poultry peril. Ow, kitty, fuck. Why do you always have to wash the same spot?
Gold can be seen scattered throughout this massive nest. The remains of baskets are strewn upon the rocks. Perhaps these once contained offerings meant to satiate the beast.
Kitty.
During his adventures, Argonus has beheld many a fabled beast. None, however, compare to the majesty of this creature. Both lion and eagle melded into one.
I prefer my lions. 100% lion.
The
Hey.
gaze from the griffin brings the sailor pause. Argonus slowly retreats, leaving the golden treasure be.
I don't seem to be able to use anything anywhere here, so I'm thinking I need to ass up. Look at these assholes. Just hang out and slowly fall off the ledge. Yeah, unless there's an interaction spot, I can't use items, so there's no ass in trying, but I thought that might be it, yeah, as well. Skirlington Warriors. Everything seems alright, like our monocular friend earlier. It's like, oh mate, piss off. Not like the harpies, which are like, as soon as you come close. And I'm like, fuck. It's a temple, that's where we're gonna get the thing told that we need to do to not angonate this god here. I think I went there a bit early last time, so I ended up not really understanding what I was doing because I solved the puzzle before I was told why. So I'm gonna trundle about here a bit.
Come, Pellies, sit by the fire. Do not tarry in darkness, as it is only shadows you chase.
Mayhap so, Nauplius. But is it not what is cloaked in shadows we seek? That which has brought all we know to ruin?
That I cannot say. But ponder this. If fair Athena appeared before us, bestowing hope, would she not also offer protection?
I know not. All that is certain is that a fear grips my heart like no other, Athena's promises do little to...
Hold! What manner of creature are...
Lovely. Alright, Manfly. Yeah, there was absolutely no Netflix, no chill on Olympus. There was just fucking. No pretext.
Well skilled to attack a charging foe, Nauplius now stands frozen in time, never again to bear long arrows.
Stone explodes outward as the statue succumbs to the gift that the diamond bestowed upon Argonus.
I still don't understand why the diamond did this.
While this remnant has succumbed to wind and rain, it is unclear where the remainder of this massive statue resides.
Like, as far as I understood it, he was all like, okay, so if I'm to let you through here, which I'm not allowed to normally, do my job for me. But then he just went away. Unless I missed something, I thought it was just let fucking Argonus pass instead of just, oh, okay, it's your job now. What job? You were just standing here guarding this thing, which you're not doing anymore, and I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to fondle all the statues. I don't know.
This stone visage is of Pelles, warder of Thespia, who surpassed all men in naval skill, be it on high seas or curving shores.
You can't even see his navel.
Bits of stone, once flesh, rain down on the sod as Argonus bids the soul of his comrade farewell and Godspeed.
It would be nice if there was different voice lines for the different people, since there already are when he bins them. Or at least every now and then. The navalist of them all, yeah. Like Bruce Willis, naval officer. For the father cat in the Navy, fearless Navy dad. Oh, a basket for...
This appears to be nothing more than a simple basket, perhaps used in a religious ceremony. Argonus adds the golden apples he is carrying to the basket.
Yeah, I think Zeus might call him away. Fucking look at her. Daughter of Stilgar. That's Shani. No, is it? No, it's not. She's Kynes' daughter. Daughter of Stilgar. Oh, what was she called? Stilgar had kids. I don't
This
know.
woman, no doubt a worshipper by her garment, shall forever pluck at wildflowers.
She's one of those, I'm pretending to herbalismus while fucking oogling angrily. I like these people that have just... There's some of them that are like, Gorgons, it's so scary, I shield my eyes, I'm fucked. And some of these, like the shopkeeper up there, and this lady is sort of like... Kind of like, you know you're gonna die. Something happens and you just know you're gonna die. The piano's falling from above, you can't move, you know you're gonna die. And people just have different reactions to that. And some people go, oh no! And... I'm gonna die, this is scary. And these people seem to just go sort of like, fuck, I had things to do. This is inconvenient.
Argonus
sort of is
calls
angry.
upon the power of the diamond, turning the stone statue into nothing more than dust.
Fearless Navy dad. Also, it's weird that the souls move up. Hades was supposed... But it's called the Underworld. I'm not actually sure if it might just be under the Olympus, which doesn't necessarily mean it's like sub-ass. Down on the... What did they call it? Like the mortal ass? Did the Greek pantheon have a name for that? I know the Norse guys, what was it? Was it Asgard, I think that was... No, that's where the asses were. Utgard? No, that's where the Jotun were. Where the fuck was it? I forget. Midgard. Sounds half-assed. You either go whole or no god. Yeah, Midgard, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. It'll be weird just calling it Greece. It's like calling Europe Sweden. This man hates gates.
This statue is of Minos, the king of Crete, and son of Zeus and Europa.
So I have a suspicion where that will lead out then. Come out down here. Here, I think. Piss off, William. Yeah, there's the hole over there where I have to ask, I think. There's still a bunch of crap I haven't done.
Young Cepheus, aboard the Argo not but a fortnight, has succumbed to the very thing that has cursed this isle.
You don't have a navel.
Stone explodes outward as the statue succumbs to the gift that the diamond bestowed upon Argonus.
I'm not too good on my mythology, but it was Jason that binned Medusa, right? I probably need both of these, so I need that thing moved.
A notch in the doorframe can be seen behind this large stone statue, but cannot be reached without first moving the impediment.
Alright, Nyms and Telemus and Bloodman.
Argonus puts his weight against the stone, but he's unable to move the statue even a hand's breadth.
Go down.
Without warning,
Damn! Jesus
the
Christ.
Cyclops appears, his single eye moving back and forth between Argonus and the broken statue.
The docile creature wraps its massive fingers around the stone fragment and, with a grunt, moves in
The Cyclops bellows at the sky before fixing its gaze on the historian. Argonus nods with understanding as the creature wanders away. The sailor's merciful boon has
Wanders.
been paid back in full.
Thank you. What a good man. Sadly, he'll be crushed in a door. Okay, so music has to go down a bit. Fucking Patroclus. Ostless. There's still stuff I need to do. I can't just go in here yet.
With a satisfying click, the keystone sets perfectly into the stone indentation.
He's cursed with that, so but maybe Liam Neeson will survive. Or drown in a bog. I don't know. Oh, put the apples in the basket now, I see. That makes sense.
With a satisfying click, the keystone sets perfectly into the stone indentation. The final keystone placed, a deep grinding fills the air, and heavy stone doors slowly open, revealing a dark passageway beyond.
That's fine and all, but I'm not done here. No, the harpies are still assing around. That was nice of Cyclops, mate. He knows what it's about. Let's check out the temple. Wonder if I'll be harassed trying to cross here. This seems like the sort of place they would try to knock you off. Oh shit, is that Hephaestus? Well, considering that I've been gathering smithing shit, it probably is. Yeah, it's Caligula.
This stone is bereft of markings. offering no explanation for the small depression set into its surface. The yellow light it emits is curious.
He might smith, yeah.
These silver adornments have been left as an offering to the god Hephaestus. Deep scratches mar the top of this stone pedestal.
I believe Chicken Man might have stolinated some shit then. Well, in that case, Box Bellows.
Argonus sets the bellows onto
He doesn't need him.
and slides it into the hole.
You don't bellow with
This stone forge is bereft of coal and for the moment useless.
don't need legs to ass. The coal might be done actually now if we have to go back to charcoal. Maybe we have to yell at Hephaestus first. Hey.
The visage of Hephaestus, god of the marbled stone, shifts as the spirit of Hephaestus enters the ornate statue shaped long ago by human hands. The god of the forge regards Argonus with unblinking eyes.
Who is this man before me? Surely not one who strikes the iron, no one who stokes the fire. Nay,
The god continues, his brow furrowed.
they are no more, having fallen to that which fair Athena hath unleashed. Do not be deceived, sailor of the Argo. While it was Perseus's hand that sundered head from shoulders, the heart that drove the blade was assuredly that of the goddess.
Hephaestus pauses, deep in thought. When he speaks again, it is slow and measured.
I am loath to meddle in my sister's quarrels, either to directly help your quest to find your countrymen, or abate the scourge being wrought by the Gorgon's sisters. And yet, if you return the gold stolen from my temple, and tend my forge, I will grant you a light to drive away darkness.
The benevolent god nods before the statue becomes still once again.
Yeah, so the it's still not too great with the sound balancing. It might actually have been better before. Oh well, yeah, I'm assuming the Brian Lisk took it, so let's go throw some fucking apples at it. Brian Lisk, Griffin. They did, yeah. It seems like it. It's also when we go in here, for example, and see these story things. Oh shit! I didn't
Forgive this historian.
Didn't mean to click that one. We go in and click these things. It's also a different slider. Alright, Credoc. Well, he is the lighter. Relight my forge. I don't need legs to hammer. The Hephaestus gets a little lighter.
Golden apples such as these could seduce both man and creature alike.
Do I just walk up to it? Or is there an actual interaction as?
The gaze from the griffin brings the sailor pause. Argonus slowly retreats, leaving the golden treasure be.
Well, here's a drawer of things. Well, that's the thing. I usually, if a hand appears here that's hollowed out, that means I can put stuff there.
Gold can be seen, scattered throughout this
But I need
nest.
a place where I can do that to use an object. That's the problem. Maybe I need to distract it somewhere else. It probably wouldn't work to get the stuff like distracted while I'm right next to it. There must be somewhere else I need to put this shit. Maybe down by the temple. You cannot. Like, up. Yeah. This is something we can interact with. This is something we can oogle. And we're close enough to oogle. This is something we can use directly. This is something we can use an object on. So unless we see this, we cannot use things on it. So that's what I'm looking for. Otherwise, the only way we can interact with our inventory is to examine it. Unless there is a spot like that. But I'm thinking that we're going to place this somewhere that this thing will be interested in it. But I think the harpies are probably going to fuck with us because they were mentioned to be dicks up there, but not really for any reason. So I'm thinking that they'll stop us from doing something. We might have to try and go and negotiate some more slaying with our Skirly boys. So I'm thinking since it stole from over here, we might put a new offering down and it might come and try and steal it. No. I didn't take the silver. Still no fucking clue. I have a sneaking suspicion that there's an item because each temple has one of these. I have a suspicion that there's an item somewhere we can use that with and unlock sort of a fast travel whatever. So we need to find a place to put the golden apples so we can lure that thing away. Is my guess. I do. It's because I have the memory of a toilet. So if anything happens and I have to do something again, I would likely forget 5 of the things I've done and then run around and not know what task. Place it down here somewhere. I don't think so. Can I pick these up again? I could before. Nah, not allowed this time. Well. Maybe on top of some of the buildings in the little hut thing. Yeah, that's why I thought it would be at a temple. Some things can only maybe the hand. Nah. Great. Yeah, it's only for Google, but I'm a little worried. I mentioned this to the devs as well, because there was a sheep we've been looking at, and all we had on it was a just the Oogle icon.
The chalky fleece of this ewe is wanting for a shearer's work.
I mean, that's a hint, but there was no interaction icon. But when we got the upgraded sword, we could actually shear it, which I found out at random. And when he did that, he got some tinder for his flint and steel, which we didn't know it was missing. So we stumbled onto that, and that would have been very annoying trying to figure out, because there's like, you don't know you're missing tinder, and oh, another one of those.
This silver drachma is oddly struck, bearing the image of a grinning skull.
Oh, for Sharon, I believe. Yeah, that was not a thing we got the first time we were here. I think the sheep did shit around the stone. There was also a sheep that turned to stone. There's a lot of stone here. Not so much anymore after we've laboriously made it not so stone. Let's go over and see if we can get our coals back. Skeleton warriors. Although this is not really how you charcoal. So I fully expect that to be fucked up. Ah, the simpler farmer. What a guy. This is burned down.
This pile of dirt is intermingled with bits of dark, cold coal.
Yeah, the way you use charcoal is you have it burn
Again
like he
and
did.
again, Argonus sets shovel to dirt, until all that remains are a number of coals.
Charcoal. Yeah, so the way you do this, IRL, is once it's started burning, you close the ass so there's no air coming in. And that will cause it to become charcoal instead of just ash.
'Tis a number of hard coals, each no larger than a hen's egg.
It's pretty massive.
It takes
hen's egg there.
Argonus a minute or so to remove the coals from the pit.
A hen's egg? That thing's bigger than your fist. What kind of chickens do you have?
Its fiery work complete, nothing of import remains within this kiln.
These coals are similar to those used to heat the stone forge of a blacksmith.
Yeah. Save again. Yeah, hint hint. Still need to find a place to ass up. Can try and go and negotiate with the Skirly boys.
No doubt, the great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the grey skies above.
I wonder if we can get more apples, if there's not enough for the basket. Goddamn King Useless. Skeleton warriors.
This skeleton remains, ensuring that the harpies will never again alight upon these golden boughs.
The skeletal soldier stands at attention, perhaps guarding the grove, perhaps awaiting further orders.
Nah. Nothing. That's what I thought. There are Gorgons, yeah. Medusa's dead. Her sisters are kind of huffy about that, which I suspect is where the plot emerges from. Yeah, they're kind of huffy. Most of our mates and the people that live here were turned into stone, but I've since negotiated a bit with Dwayne, and as a result, I've been able to release their souls, so you don't see all the statues anymore. The finest he say. Kitty. Probably Loki giving birth to it. What else? We've been to Hydra, we've got the thing. I don't think there's any more we can really fuck around with over there, except for the other temple thingy. Up there's basically nothing. I guess we go Smith.
The great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the grey skies above.
Right, normal. Well, Loki turned into a Heath, I think, and fucked. What was it? Was it a serpent? And then farted out his dad's horse.
Argonus
Which was
shudders,
also weird.
ill at ease under the watchful eyes of the maleficent harpies.
Also, the cleaning product, Ajax, makes me kind of angry and happy at the same time. What, Ajax? Yeah. He's supposedly stronger than all of Greece, so of course he's a cleaning product. My bard's tale instinct sets in and wants me to berate the wall. Loki was a horse and fucked a horse, I believe. He was the one that gave birth.
Argonus squeezes the bellows repeatedly, albeit in vain.
Oh, you said albeit correctly there. None of that fucking... What was it? Albeit? Or whatever the hell it was the other ass said.
Argonus adds the coal to the forge.
Gods do some weird fucking, yeah. I don't have anything to ask, I think.
Argonus sets the wool into the forge. It takes only a single strike of steel on flint to produce a fine flame.
Put.
Argonus squeezes the bellows repeatedly, fanning the flames of the forge until the coals blaze with an intense heat.
It's like Cerberus. Or Kerberos, or whatever. Shit, I might have aired. I ain't got no shit for your forge, mate. Hephaestus.
The visage of Hephaestus, god of the forge, has been painstakingly carved into marbled stone.
Well, he wanted two things. He wanted his
mighty hammer looks powerful enough to destroy or break open almost anything.
He wanted two things. He wanted his forge re-asked, and he wanted the offering back. So I thought, since we can't seem to find a place where we have to place the thing for the griffin, we might ask. Well, we have the hammer and tongue thing, so I'm thinking there's something we do need to do. But I gotta go degrease a BB. Yeah, it seems we'll be doing a bit of puttering around trying to figure out where the fuck to place that basket of bullshit. They said they increased the interaction thingy for the circles to appear, so we should have an easier time seeing them. Could also be I just need to try and go into the dark ass. We saw it scratched down there, so I thought we would have to put it on the thing for it to come steal it. I guess not. I wonder if there's shit we can't do because the harpies are there. Might just have missed something on the way up. What's the map tell us? Doesn't seem to be much. There's some out there. Invisible wall. I'm trying to keep a good sound volume, but it's sort of like when things happen, it gets really loud. I'm trying to balance it for that. This is awkward. What's that down there? Nothing importante. I thought we might be able to ask there. Yeah, I'm going to try that after I've checked up here. Obviously, we need Hephaestus's torch to function there, but we might have to go down there first to be able to get the Griffonite to leave. Just making sure I haven't missed any interaction spots up here. Usually it's fairly obvious where and what you can go and do shit.
Golden apples such as these could seduce both man and creature alike.
Yeah, only 3 interaction spots. Oh dear God. I had just not found the right angle. Ugh.
Argonus approaches the griffin cautiously, glancing anxiously toward the skies before setting the gold-laden basket upon the sod. The beast immediately takes notice, as the treasure is simply too great to resist. After a moment, it leaves its hoard unguarded. All at once, the air is replete with the rush of wings and unearthly screams. The dogs of Zeus descend as one, intent on claiming the savory prize as their own. Although fear grips his breast, Argonus makes haste, quickly seizing several of the golden pieces before the unearthly combatants take notice.
God damn. I could swear I couldn't do that before. In fact, I've just saved on that one, haven't I? I just saved on that one, right? And I have a sneaking suspicion that I wasn't able to see the interaction as there before. And it only appeared after.
3 harpies, their stench as foul as their temperament, circle endlessly in the skies above.
No, I've done the forge at this point. This is my oldest save, yeah. As I say. I think I could only do that after I had started the forge. I would swear that wasn't interactable before.
It is unclear from where the griffin stole this armor. Regardless, gold is not an ideal metal to be used in battle.
These vases may have been used to carry water, or oil for waiting braziers.
Miser. Yeah, it's the same with the sheep, which is unfortunate. That's a really not so great idea. I might whine about that. This thing's still going. It seems to be. I put your bullshit back.
Like a hunter returning with prized spoils, Argonus holds the golden
Hey, Lyot.
artifacts high.
Are you not one
and
of
the
the
statue
devs? And yes.
of Hephaestus stirs.
Well done, Argonus.
The god of smiths says, nodding.
While I will not interfere with that which has been set into motion, mighty Hephaestus can instruct. Can he not?
The god motions to the forge.
4 things are paramount, Argonaut. Coal for the fire, air to stoke, metal to shape, and a tool to shape it.
He then points to Argonus.
Sailor, historian, mapmaker, and soon metallurgist. Surely your father Argus would approve.
And with that, Hephaestus looks away and moves no more.
Okay, I think the voices, because that didn't, me dicking sound down didn't do anything, so I think the voice they did in the hotfix was just for the narrator, whereas this thing is still full volume. These voices here are still full volume, so the balancing is still unfortunate. Right, let's see. Melt this.
The griffin's gold is set carefully within the forge. It doesn't take long for the soft metal to begin to glow.
That's a fantastic way of dirtying stuff, you absolute donkey. Do I need to bellow a little?
Argonus squeezes the bellows repeatedly, albeit in vain.
Oh no.
As if possessed by the spirit of Hephaestus himself, Argonus brings the hammer down on the gold again and again, reshaping once beautiful armor
Oh, I think I know
into
what we're
a
doing.
mass of precious metal. Divine power continues to drive his strokes as unrecognizable form takes shape and
Oh.
after time becomes something far more than the sailor thought he could construct. A light to drive away darkness.
A stick would have worked. I thought he was gonna make a look-through-y thingy. What's it called? Sparkly shield.
This golden torch may have been formed by man, but 'twas the god of forges that guided the hammer.
Take my credit, why don't you? Man sticks his thumb through the thing. Okay, so we have a new storybook thing. Let's see if this is properly audio balanced now. Are you no?
No one would fault the sailor if I were to recount, at great length and with great detail, the clash of the magnificent winged creatures I have just borne witness. For surely, even a novice storyteller could lift and embellish the battle for Hephaestus's gold with great plum and ardor. Nor shall I speak at great length about the god of the forge himself, although I would be remiss if I did not mention the great gift granted this sailor, a golden torch of unquenchable fire. I shall instead speak plainly on the thing that begs to be brought from shadow into light, the very nature of the gods themselves. I possess neither need nor desire to debate their existence, for I have received both mercy from their hands and been found wanting in their sight. No, it is not their divinity I question. It is their motives. Why would those who rule on high choose to inhabit stone visages on an uncharted isle? Why intercede with a simple sailor, graciously offering burden and blessing in equal portion? While these queries shall assail sleepless nights long after I depart these shores, one chilling question cannot be ignored. What unseen power do these Gorgons possess that even the gods would fear?
Yeah, that seems to still be just baked into one. As far as I know, Hephaestus was always sort of kind of described as a dwarf in that he had little silly legs and was a massive swolulist with the rest of him. No, no, no. Oh, I couldn't give that to him before.
Argonus sets the petrified heart of the Hydra before Hephaestus, prompting the statue to life once more, without questioning the intent of the sailor, nor asking for a boon in return. The god's mighty hammer crashes down, freeing the creature's organ from its stone prison.
That's a sturdy floor.
Freed from its stone prison, the still beating heart of the Methosian Hydra radiates a fell heat.
That goes in my pocket. We need to stay hydrated.
Certainly the heart of a Methosian Hydra should not reside in the satchel of a sailor, but rather in something more preternatural.
So much backtracking. Let me just have a look, because I think a thing. Nah, I'm useless. This really is a long way back. It's a long walk.
The great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the grey skies above.
I hope this is what I'm supposed to do. Otherwise I'm gonna get very sad that I went all this way for nothing. Hey, he's... Is he awaiting an order? What order would that be?
Hoping that he has guessed correctly, Argonus removes the heart from his satchel and plunges it between ancient ribs.
I like that it's just a guess.
Sensing its master, the skeleton turns hollow eyes toward the sailor, beats sword against shield, and obediently follows.
Everyone wants to see a horse. How anatomical are you? Notice Argonus's sandals are not proper sandals. So you'll follow, but you'll not go on the horse with me, I assume. Oh man, he's got the speed. I have no idea what to do with you. Will you fly with me?
The great white horse recognizes Argonus, and within moments carries the sailor of the Argo over the gorge and into the grey skies above.
That was the Psygnosis game, wasn't it? Psygnosis? Where you played Pegasus and you blasted the shit out of things. Okay, let's see if we fucked the skeleton up by flying away. Thank you for carrying this boner boy. Well, I know that the there's a siren on the other side of the thingy. He does have speed. I would say god damn. God damn. You're very close. Can I equip you?
The skeletal soldier stands at the ready, the Hydra's heart within its chest.
I'm hoping he has very good ballistic skill. I wonder what happens if I go up here. Let's go have a look. I mean, we're gonna go down in the thing, but I want to see if I can get Skirly Boy to just go completely apeshit on the Gripen. Man, yesterday that did some of the proofreading for this mentioned that they wanted to do the Skirlingtons versus Harpies in 3 frames for the skeletons, but people were complaining that their frames were shit. I thought that would be hilarious though. But I guess that's just old people.
The gaze from the griffin brings the sailor pause. Argonus slowly retreats, leaving the golden treasure be.
You're a fat load of use. Fine. Pitter patter, pitter patter. I guess we googled this, right?
This golden torch may have been formed by man, but 'twas the god of forges that guided the hammer.
Halt, Hephaestus time. Come along, you little shit. I'm gonna need you to tank it while I cutscene in here. I hope it's not gonna be loud. It's probably gonna be loud. Sadly, having turned the narratress down means I can't just turn it down wholesale again and then have the volume fairly balanced like we had yesterday. So let's see. Very smooth man, Argonus here.
Unlike Hephaestus's forge, this sconce is fueled by a thick, black oil. Argonus sets
original
his torch into the oil,
Ager.
producing a bright flame within dark holes.
Hermes, Snaky, Hephaestus, Poseidon. I've done this in Fate of Atlantis NP.
As soon as the torch touches oil, flames immediately begin to dance within the brazier.
Let's see if I can sort this immediately.
Firelight shines upon the stone, clearly showing an embossed design of circular corridors.
The question is, where are we? Probably at Hephaestus's place, so...
Expertly crafted, this small circle is set within a channel, allowing it to move freely.
No, you sword, come on. Actually, I need to make an ass, so... The outer one has to be where it is. That should do it. So, up, left, right, only way, left, and then right when I go in the thing. Right? Right? I'm gonna forget.
Milise file caparese. Come, Euryale. It is time.
No,
What did you say?
I will go no further, and neither will you. I won't let you.
You won't let me? You won't let me? I have had enough of your questioning, your endless whimpering.
Sister, this must end.
Yes, you are right. This must end.
What have you done, Zeno?
What was required. Goodbye, Euryale.
Well, now I have immediately forgotten what I was doing, but alright. Let's hope there's not anything in here
Book 4. It takes naught but a spark from a torch to give birth to a satisfying flame.
Oh, fuck me.
Argonus sets his torch into the oil, producing a bright flame within dark holes.
Me lighter. Ugh. He fucking just
Oil
Watsons up
that
behind
appears
me.
to have never met flame flares to life, casting a soft glow about the cavern.
Relative of yours.
The rock in the center of this room has seen the work of a chisel, as if prepared to be a support or stand. Albeit now ensorcelled into stone, there is no doubt that this creature is a minotaur, consigned to roam these stone halls for all eternity.
Well then.
After a moment of concentration, Argonus unleashes the Daimon's power upon the stone minotaur. The beast crumbles to the ground, its soul never again to maunder dark corridors.
Nah, we're some weird spot.
The rock in the center of this room has seen the work of a chisel, as if prepared to be a support or stand.
It is wherever the Goblin King wants it to be. Fucking boner man. It's by the Seuss thing where the siren is, isn't it? Do not have access to that. Actually, we do. They call him Skilled Mazefoot. Has amazing skills. Although now I've forgotten what the bit is from here, but we can do it, Boner boy. I believe in me.
As soon as the torch touches oil, flames immediately begin to dance within the brazier.
That's a good question. I think it's a labyrinth.
The oil takes a moment before catching, begetting a fine fire. This mechanism is not merely unusual. Its construction is beyond the imagination of most. Argonus pulls the handle, but nothing happens. It seems the mechanism is incomplete.
Damn it. Should not have subcontracted. Weird ass noise. Okay, so we're here.
The construction of this circle suggests that it can be moved.
Well, that one's picky. That should let us out to there, will it? No. Fweg. Nope. I'm forced to say ass. Hey, that was a labyrinth just like this one. Maybe I have to do it from the other one. And it's simply not able to go over there from here. Let's try that then. Nice. It's literally nothing I've never said before. Fuck, did I just ass? I need the whole hole. Wait, what? Ah, aber Ostlust. Fucking. Ugh. I thought I had a way through to the ass. Alright, Rainus. And Longmen. No, right, you can't get through there. This thing just really likes being stuck here. Oh, I. What did the man deserve to be called a hoe bag? We haven't get to the snakes now, actually. If I'm correct, Nate. Through there into the middle circle, then upways, and then through there and out, I guess. And there's somewhere we haven't been before. Are you ready, Boner Boy? You're a shit cartographer, man. Bleh. Gotta be here then. Needs to find man. That's who he is. We grew him from teeth.
The oil takes a moment before catching, begetting a fine fire.
And gave him a heart.
Oil that appears to have never met flame flares to life, casting a soft glow
Save.
about the cavern.
Oh, sorry. Is this the siren then?
The torchlit flame generates a small amount of heat, but offers little comfort to the wayward sailor. Thanks to the gift of sight granted to him by the witches, Argonus recalls and recites the words spoken by Stheno.
Μίλησε φίλε και πέρασε.
As the doors part, the smell of blood rises to meet him.
Are you ready? Gonna have to do some fighting here, man. I could have so many of these skeletons, just considering the hydras regrow.
Rattled breathing leads Argonus to a broken form, half hidden against a stone wall within this dark chamber. When the figure finally speaks, a voice is soft and filled with pain. Come no closer, Argonaut, else you be brought low like many men before you. Even though I, Euryale, refused to let my gaze fall upon them, I offer no excuses, no defense. My acquiescence of my twin Stheno has made me culpable for their deaths as well. Euryale pauses for a moment, catching her breath before continuing. I can, however, offer you something else. Something you seek. My merciless sister herself. Stheno has used an ancient stone to enter Hades' realm. There, she shall descend to the greatest depths of the underworld and undo that which the hero Perseus set into motion when he consorted with the gods. Stheno shall free our sister Medusa from Tartarus, the dungeon of torment. Euryale struggles to continue. Athena was not content with the punishment Medusa suffered in life, so the goddess sent her there to live out eternity with the vile and the wicked. But Stheno shall not stop with Medusa's release. No. She shall rip wide the gates of Tartarus and set loose all souls, profane men and dreadful Titan alike, until the dungeon is empty and those it held spread like a pestilence upon the land of the living. For this is her vengeance against Perseus, against Athena, against all the gods, on Olympus and elsewhere. Stop her, Argonaut. Use our great horn to lure the mighty bronze giant Talos, for he can bring you to the gates of Hades' domain. Her voice raspy and fading, the Gorgon raises her head one last time. Forgive me, Mother. Let legend lay a wreath of mercy upon my wretched brow. And with that, Euryale, the penitent daughter of the sea goddess Keto, passes from this world and into the next.
Damn it, Boner Man, you're sort of ruining the tension a little bit.
I am a fool, wandering in a desert, muttering words of salvation and revenge through parched lips. Blindly I flailed about, searching for the blight that has overcome so many, and while each piece of the puzzle led me to water, I simply refused to drink. The Lord Poseidon himself revealed the first, when he spoke of the son of Danae and of Zeus. And while I knew this to be Perseus, I failed to recognize Poseidon's anguish was not bound to the death of his servants, but rather his lover, Medusa. Then the twin Gorgons, whom I had seen in a great vision, while protected from the effects of their dreadful gaze by the eye of the Grey Eye. Did repentant Euryale not say that she wished to mourn her sister in peace? It is now obvious that she spoke of dread Medusa, a woman that legend reveals fair Athena once cursed to wear a brow of vipers and turn men to stone. The goddess herself, when first met, readily admitted her hand stirred the waters of spite and vengeance. Now I see clearly that this sailor must do more than prevent the death of his shipmates. I must stop this dread ripple from becoming such a great wave as to pour unhindered from Hades' realm and drown all I hold dear.
Nah. We're sorting this shit. Yeah, that's why she got stabbed. She was like, mate, nah.
The Gorgon Euryale has followed her sister into the underworld, albeit on a different path.
I like how the narratress can say albeit properly. What was it? Was it Hera that said albeit? I'm guessing this is the this is where I activate the teleproton bullshit.
While far larger in life, gracious Hephaestus inhabits a stone statue within a similar temple. Forged in bronze, this large cog
Yoink. Right, so that's teleproton thing, but I don't have anything to stick in it. To which, of course, I say ass. This might be it.
made of obsidian, this stone is not only smooth, but warm to the touch.
That's mine now. Aha!
Safe within his grasp, Argonus touches the stone to the temple. The world about him suddenly begins to dissipate.
Tog. Hades. Very fine.
A few moments after the stone touches the light, the world around Argonus begins to swim. A fantastic creature set at its crown, this wooden harp is a masterwork. Argonus strums the strings, producing a surprisingly melodic resonance.
You like that, don't you? White Bond. Computer's very noisy in the background. Yeah, fucking.
If the size of this gold-tipped horn is indicative of the animal from whence it came, the beast must have been enormous indeed. Argonus presses his lips to the horn. While impressive, the deep sound fails to draw out that of which Euryale spoke. Though some features on this sculpture are difficult to discern, taken in its entirety, it is not. 'Tis a stone map of this very isle. At first glance, this boat appears to be nothing more than a child's toy. However, upon closer examination, it is quite familiar. 'Tis the faithful Argo. His hand shaking, Argonus moves the model of his father's ship from shallow waters to the beach surrounding it.
That's where the siren is, isn't it? Let's just check out Hephaestus's bullshit. That's up there, isn't it?
The statue dedicated to Hades,
No.
lord of the Hera's temple, set just outside her golden... This area on the map, at first glance, this boat, which god is worshipped within this temple, though some features on this sculpture, the location of this temple is unknown, and therefore the statue dedicated to Hades, while far larger in life, gracious Hephaestus inhabits a stone safe within his grasp. Argonus touches the stone to the temple. The world about him suddenly begins to dissipate.
Fucking abass.
Argonus
Nope.
squeezes the bellows repeatedly, albeit in vain.
I need a bigger, better blower than I. Right, well...
The stone is suspended in the light, but for a moment, before the world fades from sight.
Fucking Polenta, the god of ass. Right, nice. Shit. How did you do that? The hell? Ah. Fucking goddamn skeleton Watson.
Argonus lifts the bronze cog, securing it firmly within the machinery.
Turns out it's just one of those.
Argonus pulls the wooden handle, and with a groan of protest, the platform was
Oh, yoo-hoo! Oh.
Fair Athena, I have returned. Reveal yourself to me, as your servant awaits.
I am here, Perseus. Do not be afraid. Did you accomplish the task I set before you?
I have, my lady. The Grey Eye revealed the location of Hera's nymphs, who in turn provided me with the sack you see before you.
And what of the other labors?
I have fulfilled them as well. Winged sandals from Hermes, a dark helm from Hades, and from your father, a great sword.
Well done, Perseus. But even all of this will not be sufficient to cleave Medusa's head from her shoulders. A final gift, a polished shield of gold. Use it wisely, else the Gorgon's gaze shall be your downfall. Now go, my warrior, and finish it.
I do what I want. You obviously heard the budget version, Bloodman. Well, this guy can't be turned to stone, so
The oil takes a moment before catching, begetting a fine fire.
whoever challenges me can get fucked. Right then and there. This should put us where the siren is. Hopefully that's what Boner Boy wants to be.
Entranced, Argonus moves unconsciously forward, drawn to the lilting sound of the siren's call. As feet sink into the wet sand, a familiar voice rises above the haunting aria. It speaks to him as a lover might. Hold, my sailor. Go no further. Argonus is knocked to the earth as a rift opens in the sky, and a goddess once again steps into his mortal world, blocking the path ahead. The beckoning ballad momentarily fades from his ears, only to be replaced by Athena's words of quiet rebuke. Argonus, she says, shaking her head, her eyes kind. Is this what fair Athena has become? A map-maker's keeper? A deliverer of historians? You, of all men, know that no living creature can resist the web that the daughters of Achelous spin. The siren's song would surely lead you to ruin. For your sake, and that of your countrymen, I simply cannot let you pass. And with that, Athena, the goddess of reason, becomes a silent sentinel before a stunned sailor of the Argo.
Hello, Rumpus. And you're about to lose, but Gandalf comes with a bunch of horses and fixes it. Mate.
Those salty mists shroud their form. There is no denying the women upon the rocks. Or even from here, the lure of the siren's song is strong.
That's Big Man Klaus out there.
Freed from the rocks below, the remnants of a once great ship have washed upon the shore.
Oh right, I moved it, I see. This was where the Hydra was. Can you eat the rest of it? Damn it, man. That didn't really help me, especially since I can still teleport. Yeah, I was hoping Skeleman would just go ape spit and end the goddamn siren. He appears to have very little chill. I hear yeah, the sound balancing is not the good. Been a while since we've seen the owl. Oh, I see.
Both the turtle-shelled body of this lyre and its threaded strings are covered in sea salt.
All it.
The Argo, built by Argus of Crete. Surprisingly, the strings still produce a remarkable sound, pleasing to the ears of both men and gods.
Are we gonna go play some bullshit for Hermes? I think we're gonna go play some bullshit for Hermes. Where?
The chalky fleece of this ewe is wanting for a shearer's work.
Crab. Crab, where are you? Crab, come on. Crab. Crab. Yes. Crab. Right, Croyd. I may harpen, I may harpent. Who truly knows? This guy, maybe?
The head of a once giant stone statue lies half hidden in tall grass and underbrush.
Poseidon, you started all this because you just couldn't stop fucking. What do you say to yourself? God damn the legs on this boy. I'm gonna go poke your fucking thing. You fucking... I'm gonna turn the game down a little bit more, simply because it's so weird. It might pin the narratress a little bit, but it's just too loud sometimes.
Once the stone is held within the light, the world around Argonus wavers.
Right, just to make sure that I don't have to play the fucking lyre through the horn, then good. Doth thou blow, knave? Nay.
Though which god is worshipped within this temple is both curious and unclear. Hera's temple, set just outside her golden orchard. This area on the map represents, though some features on this which god is, the location of this temple is unknown, and therefore disconcerting. As soon as Argonus moves the stone to the temple, the room falters and everything goes dim.
That was quick. Must be in the same load area. I can see it. Who is this then? Oh, fuck you. Well, Hermes is the guy with the lyre, right? So... yeah, no, it is Apollo. No beard. So Apollo. Oh, here's the owl again.
The owl cocks its head, as if listening.
Yeah. So this is what's been happening with all men. Toot!
Surely a worshipper. This man and his drum have now become naught but a religious ornament. This woman was caught unawares, having been transformed to stone while playing for her god.
Okay, so look at this.
Unearthly power surges from Argonus's disfigured hand
A release mate,
into the statue.
and it's some sort of spindly skeleton, gaunt soul ass, right?
The soul of the poor individual quickly departs.
Oh no, he
this
goes down
mortal
into the
world.
underworld. Okay, we do it to a
Argonus
lady.
watches in awe as he simultaneously destroys the stone body and frees the soul trapped
No
within.
skinny hoot. I think whatever can have as many fats as possible, Rumpus.
This woman is further proof that none shall be spared the wrath set upon this isle. Unearthly power surges from Argonus's disfigured hand and into the statue. As it breaks apart and falls, the soul of the poor individual quickly departs this mortal world.
Yeah, the double toot is very, very fine. It's basically you take two flutes, and then one you blow through, and the other one you inhale through. So you basically play both at the same time. Spicy Rumpy.
This grand statue would be easily recognized by any man. 'Tis the god Apollo. Argonus is unsurprised when the sculpture of Apollo stirs. After all, he has come to expect such things upon this enchanted isle. What does startle him, however, is how casually the son of Zeus dismisses him out of hand.
How is it that a mere sailor may enter my temple and approach Apollo in such a manner, his hands empty of tribute, no song upon his lips?
The god's voice becomes despondent.
Look about you. All things have been diminished. This sanctuary, once full of music, is now naught but a tomb of silence. I sense that you would require something of me, yet you, a scholar, do not bring me the very thing which my heart desires.
Before Argonus can utter a word, the god of music turns away from him, but not before laying a pledge upon the sailor's shoulders.
Return with an offering worthy of one such as I, and the light of Apollo may yet shine upon you.
Nah, we already have what he wants, but it wasn't a give to icon, so we have to ask him what he wants, even though we already have the thing. Which of course is... I've got 2 legs from my hips to the ground, and when I lift them, they walk around. When I lift them, they climb the stairs, and when I shave them, they ain't got hairs. Well, fuck you then.
As soon as Argonus lays the lyre at the feet of the statue, the god of truth and prophecy awakens once again. Apollo appraises the gift for a few moments before the stone lips part.
Though its form is crude, and its strings are found wanting, you have done well to bring this lyre into my temple. And although these days are dark, it shall bring music where none could be found. I would appear a boorish god if I did not offer something in return for this boon.
Apollo says, gazing about, seemingly lost in thought. The statue waves his hand, and a heartbeat later, Argonus feels his satchel move.
Take this, historian, so you are forever with song, forever with music. Let it never be said that Apollo is not as generous as he is beautiful.
A smile forms upon Apollo's face, before becoming unmoving stone once more.
I heard something go black. A conch.
This shell was given by the god Apollo. When put to a sailor's ear, the sound of dark waves can be heard. Above, a faint, beckoning song.
I'm just gonna take this back. I don't want your fucking conch. My amber lyre was much better. Fuck you up there. This is an awful place for music and song. It'll just eat the sound. A dude standing over there. Wait, hold up. Nah. I think they said there were still living men we were to save. This guy looks a bit like Stone, mate.
The hull of this ship has been crushed. Whether this was the result of sharp rocks is unclear.
Where is the culprit? I'm not seeing him from here.
Amidst bold heroes, none rose above great Admetus, who now stands bewitched within a husk of stone and clay.
Stone explodes outward as the statue succumbs to the gift that the diamond bestowed upon Argonus.
Any sticks in this river? I don't think I have all of them. Idean Pond. The feet have gotten echoey and weird again. There's a way of going out of there. It's just back into the labyrinth.
Oil that appears to have never met flame flares to life, casting a soft glow about the cavern.
They just plain old stuck.
Expertly crafted, this small circle is set within a channel, allowing it to move freely.
Still. God damn it, don't turn it so far, you dongers. What? How the fuck? How did you... What kind of England is that? Going out by Poseidon was where the ass was, right? Yeah, there's no reason for that. That is probably the worst. The worst England. I will not be responsible for that. Someone remind me to go fix that. Fucking slander.
Once the stone is held within the light, the world around Argonus wavers.
Hello, Rumpus. What has occurred?
While far larger in life, great at first glance, this area on the map represents Hera's temple. The statue dedicated to Hades. The location of this temple is unknown, and therefore disconcerting. As soon as Argonus moves the stone to the temple, the room falters and everything goes dim.
We... Fold. Why are you all the way over there, Boner Boy? Is this where you need to be?
The skeletal soldier stands at the ready, the Hydra's heart within its chest. While the frame is intricately sculpted, the doors lack adornment.
Adornment. Oh. Ugh. What, the fallen over, mate? Some Dwayne. Looks like my old Latin teacher. He's not in a barrel. Underworld bullshit. Is that Orpheus? I can hear whispering over here. It looks like some people being sort of asked about in the underworld. My torch is kind of shit. I can hear whispering though, but not really many interaction points. Skelebor's gone. No, he's standing over here, okay. Are you now ready for some shit, or what we doing here?
Argonus attempts to hand the shell to the skeleton. The warrior, however, remains motionless, as if to say, the time is not right.
Right, I need more shit then, I guess. You're halfway through the floor. So Orpheus was the guy who did a little tune. Assuming Scully Boy will stay there. At a bit of a loss now.
A few moments after the stone touches the light, the world around Argonus begins to swim.
I guess I have to go toot the thing. But I haven't really gotten toot powers. If I need to use a conch to toot a thing, then that would be weird. Maybe the thing lets me go where the siren is. We met Thanatos. He did in fact not have a beard. He's the guy who gave us the red hand.
If the size of this gold-tipped horn is indicative of the animal from whence it came, the beast must have been enormous indeed.
Considering we can give the conch to the fucking to the Skeleton boy down there, I'm fairly certain it's Orpheus. He was known for farting some music.
Argonus attempts to hand the shell to the skeleton. The warrior, however,
Okay,
remains
so
motionless,
can do this everywhere.
as if to say, the time is not right.
But we met Thanatos.
Argonus attempts to hand the shell to the skeleton. The warrior, however, remains motionless, as if to say, the time is not right.
Yeah, but I'm not sure why we're going to be giving that to the Skirly boy then.
A fantastic creature set at its crown, this wooden harp,
Argonus strums the strings, producing a surprisingly melodic resonance.
Yeah, maybe.
This area on the map represents the temple. As soon as Argonus moves the stone to the temple, the room falters and everything goes dim.
It seems like the skeleton is needed in that room because normally he'll follow me around, but down there he'll be in that specific spot. So who knows? See if we can lure the Colossus with the skeleton and have him tank it as a miniature horn.
Argonus attempts to hand the shell to the skeleton. The warrior, however, remains motionless, as if to say, the time is not right.
Alright, we're just gonna have Argonus interpret a lot of the stuff he says. Probably wrong.
Barring the path ahead is glorified Athena, virgin daughter of Argonus places a shell into the palm of his undead vassal. Though neither word nor gesture is exchanged, the skeleton turns and walks obediently toward the shore, even as the goddess Athena fades from sight. When the warrior arrives, the curious look upon the face of the siren quickly turns to horror as she recognizes the god-imbued power held aloft within fingers of bone. The songstress's eyes grow wide as the fetters of her enchantment break, and her sultry voice wavers. In an instant, her baneful song is pulled from her lips and held fast within the shell. His great task complete, the skeletal warrior returns to its master, a powerful gift cradled within its bleached, outstretched palm.
Thanks. Are you gonna fall to bits when I pick this up?
As soon as Argonus takes the shell from the skeleton's bony grip, the Hydra's heart within its breast shatters. Its work done, the warrior becomes quiescent once more, as if awaiting orders from the very gods themselves.
Though these words may never reach the shores of Crete, I will not tarry in my writings, nor shall I abandon all hope. For despite my frailties, my foolish nature, I have found favor in the sight of the gods themselves, and one in particular, a goddess. Who am I that fair Athena would appear before me, clad in glory, full of providence and grace? Although I am but a man, she once again saves me from ruin. For I would have surely walked, beguiled, into the depths of the very sea I have pledged my soul. No, I will not abandon hope, nor shall I declare the lives of my fellows forfeit. For if a goddess finds me worthy of new breath, and declares my brethren yet live, who am I to question? Who am I to contend? And while she remained a steadfast bulwark in times of trouble, an idea formed within me. Though no mortal man can resist the siren's call, mayhap the dead could render her enchantment unavailing. From the mouth of a siren, daughter of the river god Archelaus herself, my undead servant drew forth the lilting aria. Thus a great labor that began with a beating stone heart and ended with a captured beguiling song was fulfilled.
Yeah, a game really needs hints. A lot of this has just been somewhat guesswork.
This shield, forged long ago in bronze, bears the crest of the Hydra.
Gonna go gold
While
acid.
the weight of the bronze shield comes as no surprise, the high polish on such an item astonishes.
Sup, crab.
Doubtlessly drawn to the rocks by the same lilting aria that doomed the Argo herself, this ship is no more.
So we're gonna summon the Colossus over there then, I'm assuming. Which is a bit odd. Considering that mate probably does not give
Freed from the rocks below, the
And
remnants
a
of a
shit
once
about
great
mortal
ship have
hooty
washed
tooty.
upon the shore.
It feels like that thing on the shore there should have been in two asses, where it would have gone, oh man, I can't listen to that, shouldn't go there. Eh.
Once the stone is held within the light, the world around Argonus wavers.
Doo-doo-doo. Let's even just shove the conch in there. Actually, what does it see?
The mesmerizing captured aria of the sirens can be heard deep within this shell. If it were louder, it could enchant and lure even a god.
See, that's a hint.
Remembering Euryale's dying words, Argonus holds Apollo's gift to the mouth of the massive ram's horn.
So now you know it's a ram.
The lilting song of the daughters of Achelous pours from the shell, spreading a grand, beguiling melody throughout the valley below. Within moments, the mountain under Argonus begins to rumble, and the sound of resounding massive footfalls can be heard over the haunting din. Although he has witnessed many events that no other living mortal has beheld, still Argonus's heart is filled with a terrible awe as Talos appears through the sea fog. Drawn by the siren's call, the bronze giant moves steadily, striding toward the mountain until its massive head fills the arched windows of the Gorgon's lair. Before becoming completely still, Talos extends his hand as if in invitation.
Oh, he's got the horn. The question though is, should I go and try and gold up my bullshit?
Mesmerized by the siren's voice, sensing a finality to his
I
quest,
built you in Civilization.
Argonus does not disappoint the giant. With a deep breath, the sailor steps hesitantly onto the immense bronze palm. Argonus girds himself, as if bracing for the crash of a mighty wave. And great Talos turns from the mountain and begins moving once again. As the giant lumbers, far above the dark sea below, the air around Argonus becomes heavy, and the skies part at the bidding of his guardian goddess. Athena, once again revealed in glory, smiles as she speaks. Argonus, my hero, my warrior. You have done what no man has done before you. Yes, you are nearly there. But where you now go, fair Athena cannot. Do not lose heart, for my promises are true, and your brethren await you. Again I say, do not despair, for you have proven yourself time and again. And neither Stheno nor the gates of Hades' realm can hinder you. The goddess lifts her hand in a final blessing as the rift closes about her and she fades from view. Fare thee well, sailor of the Argo. Fare thee well.
She promised us a boat.
His heart heavy, Argonus' eyes are drawn upwards, where he finds himself beneath another towering mountain, a crumbling entrance hewn into its face. Talos moves his massive hand until it scrapes stone, allowing Argonus to climb down. His task done, the bronze giant turns and slowly walks toward the very sea that holds dear the heart of Argonus.
I suspect the boat we may get is not the boat we expected. We might have to throw some coins at a certain Sharon. I suspect things will be loud. That's a fairly famous
Book
statue,
5.
isn't it?
These dark shores.
I think so. Forget what it's called. That was pretty cool. Fucking Heracles. He's dicking around with the serpent. Someone's gonna show up and be all like booga booga. What spot? Fog.
Stand aside, Charon. I claim this boat in the name of my sister, Medusa, who wails in torment within Tartarus.
Only the dead.
So Hades' undead pet will not yield to me. I say again, stand aside.
Only the dead.
So be it. It matters not. These black waters shall carry my vengeance hence. I shall return, boatman, with the hosts of the dead in my wake.
Good old Sharon. Imagine being this dead outside the gates of the Died. There he is. Hey Sharon, I've got some money.
Argonus contemplates boarding the skiff, but then remembers that the ferryman to the underworld requires a payment for passage.
Well, I do have money.
This long skiff is comprised of bleached bone and absent of any adornment.
But I still wonder what's in the other directions there. So let's not pay yet. Another one of these.
This is no doubt the stone of which Euryale spoke, the one that Stheno used to enter the underworld. As impossible as it may seem, a dim yellow light beats like a heart within this black stone.
Different one. Ich will keine Schokolade, ich wünsche eine Mate. I want to see Spot. Yoo-hoo. Died end. Oy vey. Look at that lounging fuck. Look at the face. I thought they used some sort of banana oil or banana oil to smoke machines. Let's just hope he got his lava from the same place they did in No One Lives Forever. Alright, this is the other side of the ass we had before, right? Oh, I see.
Argonus puts his weight against the wall. As the lever moves, the great stone door opens.
I'm guessing in case I forgotten something. Yeah. I hope 2 coins are enough. Wait, 1 for each eye, right? This is unnecessarily long. Did we get all our mates? Ass. 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 Well, almost there, I guess. Okay, so there's an impossible achievement at the end there. How absolutely mean. Alright, so I'm gonna make a safe ass. That we are going to save over in case there's something we need here. This is a one-way ass. Which game was it we were here as well? Was it Fable? I think so. Take a hike, you band of perverts. Hey, Sharon.
The emaciated man, if one such as Charon can be called a man, is draped in tattered robes. His skeletal hand is wrapped about an intricately carved rowing oar.
You hungry? Why are you saying free us? You aren't... You are almost already where you need to be. Stop whispering shit. I can't free you, there's no prompt. Here.
Recalling the stories of Charon and the river of Acheron, Argonus embraces his plight and offers a coin for passage. The ferryman does not move, nor does he speak. Yet Argonus can hear a raspy voice whisper in his head. Only the dead.
Yeah, I guess so. Stencil went in the water.
Recalling the stories of Charon and the river of Acheron, Argonus embraces his plight and offers a coin for passage.
Bone Dude was no longer
The
interactable.
ferryman does not move, nor does he speak. Yet Argonus can hear a raspy
Skip.
voice whisper in his head. Only the dead.
Oh, that was Apollo, I believe. You can't talk to him. Couldn't before anyway. He was not interactable. Couldn't talk to ask him. Also, the way he's modeled does not look like he's interactable. As in, it doesn't look like he can come to life due to the way the model is. But, I mean, sure. We can try asking though. Might be some shit in the thingy I haven't asked. Try using her thingy on this. Still think it's Orpheus. Yeah, Hades gave us a hat. Yeah, this might do.
A few moments after the stone touches the light, the world around Argonus begins to swim.
So the question is, will this take us back to the normal place? Because this is a different thing. It did. Yeah, he told Talos to fuck off. Thanatos, and Thanatos was all like, "Mate, could you do my job for me then? Goddamn."
While far larger in life, the statue dedicated to Hades. This stone icon is a pale imitation of a temple dedicated to. This area on the map represents the temple of the sea god Hera's temple. Set just outside her golden orchard, can be seen here. Safe within his grasp, Argonus touches the stone to the temple. The world about him suddenly begins to dissipate.
I mean, I could just end myself, why not? Can't get more teeth out the Hydra. But yeah, let's go talk to Hades. Which will very likely not speak to us. Ah.
The great statue of Hades, god of the underworld, lies still and dormant.
It's normal. It's very sneaky. Is oil tuna or is water tuna? There were a few interactables somewhere that we haven't fucked around with, I think. Try and go and say hello to the grey ass, maybe. Fisk radar, indeed. Gnoid. She could have tiny bit then. Send Pete. Oh, okay, sus. Oh yeah, they disappeared, didn't they? Ass. Ugh. I think I need to find a way to end myself then. I bet it's a weirdly specific way of doing it. I don't think Sharon will fall for that. Also, I have no such button. This was where Thanatos was. He was all like, fuck off. I can't really use things beyond on the world, so I can't really just eat a coin. I mean, it might be possible. Could just go end myself on the griffin. Tank it, NP. Maybe we have the corpse of what's her face. We know where it is. We might be able to do something with that. End me.
The gaze from the griffin brings the sailor pause. Argonus slowly retreats, leaving the golden treasure be.
If it's another task for Skelly Boy, then I'm gonna get angry. Because he turned into cannot be controlled boy. Or cannot be interacted with except Oogly afterwards. He did have a very specific spot to stand in. So maybe when he was down there.
Argonus squeezes the bellows repeatedly.
He might just stupidly have thought it was a
albeit
temple when it was
vain.
just a door or something. A thingy.
The stone is suspended in the light, but for a moment, before the world fades from sight.
See, find it videos. So do we have two of these?
This is no doubt the stone of which Euryale spoke, the one that Stheno used to enter the underworld. As impossible as it may seem,
Yeah, so we have two of those. I'm using the underworld
beats
one, but
like
it's
a
just not
heart
working.
within this.
The Gorgon Euryale has followed her sister into the underworld, albeit on a different path. Though some features on this sculpture are difficult to discern, taken in its entirety, it is not. 'Tis a stone map of this very isle. This area on the map represents the temple of the sea god Poseidon.
Maybe if I use that directly on that thing. It's also something we haven't discovered yet, I wonder. Doesn't look like it.
Argonus strums the strings, producing a surprisingly melodic resonance.
He wasn't that shit. Amazing. It's quite surprising Talos didn't get huffy when we gave him the horn and catfished him. He's like, oh fuck, I'll carry you. Right, let's see about Skelly Boy first.
Hera's temple, set just outside her golden orchard.
As impossible as it may seem, a dim yellow light beats like a heart.
Safe within his grasp,
Hera has the extra
Argonus
skeletons.
touches the stone to the temple. The world about him suddenly
Well, if he can get the
begins to
horn, then he can
dissipate.
get huffy. Ding ding ding. Fog. So there's the 2 extra Skirly boys down here. But I can't. I can only Google them.
Ensuring that the harpies will never again alight upon the sword in hand. This skeleton moves silently beneath the trees, patrolling Hera's orchard.
I think the other one is just easier to run to at this point. Swine. My swine. Let's see if we can find the last bit of wood so we can get the wood achievement. They call me Quick Wood Scanfoot. Oh well. Oh, he was called to the underworld, that's how it worked. Gather the soul. How do I collect myself? Maybe that's what we do. Once we have whatever it is we're lacking. Sup, crab? No more teeth extractinatable. No.
The skeletal soldier stands at attention, perhaps awaiting further orders.
No, not for me, because I can't use shit on him. Yeah.
Doubtlessly drawn to the rocks by those salty mists shroud their form. There is no denying the women upon the rocks. Or
Well,
even
she's
from here,
no longer there.
the lure of the siren's song is strong.
Yeah, that's why I think we're not supposed to ask. Wait, is this new? Oh no, this is just the elevator. Ouch.
Argonus pulls the wooden handle, and with a groan of protest, the platform beneath his feet begins to move.
We can't get to Hera's thing from this, can we? I doubt it. We made those ourselves. Yeah.
The construction of this circle suggests that it can be moved.
Oh yeah, something was supposed to be placed in the middle, wasn't it? In here. The actual hell would that be, though?
The rock in the center of this room has seen the work of a chisel. Argonus removes the buckler
What?
from his back and carefully places it on the floor. The result is immediate and startling. The shaft of light bounces off the reflective shield, and within moments, the entire cavern is illuminated by an unearthly glow.
What the fuck?
While the weight of the bronze shield comes as no surprise, the high polish on such an item astonishes.
Don't think I'm supposed to run underwater here.
Although from this vantage only a handful of bones can be seen, there are no doubt many more that cannot.
I can't put anything more on there. It doesn't accept items. That would be extraordinarily weird. Yes, you did. So this is a lot of this stuff is a bunch of mythology stuff that you're supposed to know. Which was is fun and all, but I say ass.
Argonus pulls the wooden handle, and with a groan of protest, the platform is
Well, sorry, Dad. I don't need ships anymore. I can walk on water. Yeah, it's a bit weird. The Hydra's teeth growing skeletons at least had a thing depicting that was a thing that was done at some point out of a lake, but the rest of it is sort of just, yeah, a bit weird. I mean, if you know your mythology, you probably would understand it, but they can't expect everyone to. There must be some sort of He did, yeah.
Once the stone is held within the light, the world around Argonus wavers.
I couldn't touch it.
As soon as Argonus moves the stone to the temple, the room falters and everything goes dim.
Back at the long run. Sharon's in here, right? I just saved on save fast like an idiot. It's fine, we're not locked anywhere. Stuck. Jammed. Ow. Oh, I've got kebab's belly. Ooh. Oh, he'd be sad if he couldn't be submerged in wine. Ayo. Nope. Nope.
The emaciated man, if one such as Charon can be called a man,
How do I
is
end
draped
myself?
in tattered robes. His skeletal hand is wrapped about an intricately carved rowing oar.
What's a minute? I'm not farty. What, Hephaestus to destroy me? Mate, how many actually made it across? Because there's a lot of your supposed passengers in the water. I did try the coin. He will only take the dead. Oh, it's just a long way to go anywhere and try anything. I have no idea what the hell the sun thing did in there. Is it just an achievement? Oh, I haven't freed all the Argonauts. That might be it. A certain ancient skull. Well, I'm gonna save it and stop here for tonight at least. I'll be back with something else in a wee bit. We'll see what that is. I'll need the food and a shower, and then we'll ask. I think it reflected to a bunch of dead dudes up top. So I don't. It didn't seem to do anything, at least from down there. So I don't know what where I'm supposed to Google, but we'll have a look tomorrow. But for now, TCY in a bit.